Our engineering project uses current technologies to recreate the voices of ancient humans through the reconstruction of their vocal cords, historical research, and AI. Our project mainly focuses on mummies as their preserved remains allow us to observe and replicate their tongue, lips, jaw, and pharynx. Our process begins by obtaining an embalmed mummy and putting it through high-level medical imaging machinery. Using the anatomy of the specific mummy, we can reconstruct their vocal anatomy. Finally, through AI and simulation software, we can discover what human speech may have sounded like in approximately 3000 BCE. From a historical standpoint, this project may offer further insight into ancient language and communication patterns. Anthropologically, we can observe any evolution that has occurred in our vocal anatomy, indicating a change in linguistics and sounds we use to communicate. Technologically, a project such as this pushes the boundaries through the use of current and new technologies. It may open doors in the medical and forensic fields, allowing professionals from all disciplines to benefit.
I will proceed to talk about some potential ethical concern of our engineering project. The first that comes to mind is that this might be disrespectful for the dead. Reconstructing the voice of a historical figure involves a level of intrusion into their lives and will be maybe a violation to their dignity. This is associated with our second concern is that we cannot get a consent from the dead. And moving on with the cultural sensitivities, especially countries like Egypt, their history is written by their colonizers like British. There will be some representation bias for the technology, and these biases will further harm the reputation of this historical figure. The last that coming to mind is that this technology might be misused for memes and other inappropriate actions.
I thought might work on this project were historians, archaeologists, and biomedical and software engineers. So the historians, archaeologists would be useful for uncovering the context behind the mummies, like who they were, where they lived, and when they lived, and also for preventing the technologies we're using to scan the mummies from damaging them in any way. The software engineers would be useful for reconstructing the vocal cords out of the scans we collect. So that is a lot of data, and we need people to kind of gather it and recreate the sound like this one. And biomedical engineers would be useful for gathering the data itself. We found the CT scans, which are on the left here, and MRI machines, which are on the right, would be the most useful machines for doing this kind of job.
Let me talk about the impacts of this project on society and the environment. First, education. It inspires us our interest in history, and also it increases our knowledge and understanding on the ancient culture. And the public will have a positive view on science, technology, and ancient culture. Second, preservation. It is very important. It helps us to protect and restore more about the ancient culture, such as its pronunciation and writing. The third one is technology and economic. It will make progress on the technology such as bioengineering and AI, and also it helps to build the cooperation between different disciplines and scientific fields. It will also promote the development of tourism. However, this project will also have some negative impact. I concern that it will be used by some criminals, so it is important to build the safety networking system. And also, we need to try our best to save money because it costs much. Does anyone have some new idea?
While this is a significant advancement in modern technology, there are several limitations of this project. Firstly, the restoration of vocal sound that is identical to the original vocal sound requires near-perfect preservation of the original soft tissue. This means that this method does not work on any individuals with remains that are skeletal. Secondly, this project is also limited by practicality and cost. The vocal cord reconstruction process requires very expensive scientific technology, including MRI and medical scanners, 3D printers, and an electronic larynx. The equipment alone costs $1 million to $3 million, and in addition to this, a lot of money must be poured into the research as well. It is also important to note that the amount of speech created is limited. In the restoration of the mummies, scientists were only able to generate a single vowel sound of A, which makes it very difficult to ascertain what the voice would sound like during a more prolonged instance of speech, like complete sentences.
In conclusion, the exploration of mummies' vocal cords will provide a fascinating glimpse into the ancient voices that have long since been lost. Through interdisciplinary collaboration, we can gain new knowledge and advance several fields at once. However, going forward with the project, we'd need to be careful by considering the ethical concerns, possible negative impacts, and the limitations of this task.